Hi, this is Damien from AtHope, and I am an Axiological Atheist, which can simply be understood as a value theory or a value science atheist. And I want to address is, let's see here. I want to address basically aspiring to kindness over the feelings of anger. Because to me, anger generally, for me at least, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, when I feel angry, I feel this righteous, right or gift, or I feel like a privilege to be aggressive, to be mean, to be unkind. It's almost like once I feel anger, it becomes a justification for unethical behavior. At least it can for me. And so that's why I have a statement that I say, which is that, don't allow anger to become an unethical behavior. Because for me, it's not just the anger as somehow it will make me feel toxic inside. The internal barometer of anger for me motivates me to want to have external behaviors. And that's where I think is where I don't want to be the one to be abusive. I'm a child of abuse. I was raised in it. And if you click on the blog I'm going to attach, it has information in it and a video too about my life in abuse, which I'm not going to go into a lot in this video because I really don't want to talk about like why I have the anger or why someone would have anger. But I really want to talk about the anger itself and this management, this need to have rational thought when approaching anger. Because anger is something, that to me, I think that some people have it wrong. They think like we should somehow have it all or nothing. And I don't think it's an all or nothing. I think it's understanding the use of anger. So anger, it's not like I'm saying we should never have anger. Some things deserve anger. Some things even deserve that what they will call righteous anger, where we feel justified or we have reason and evidence to back up the conclusion that anger is warranted. But to me, even when anger is warranted, I think there needs to be a rationalization so we don't allow anger for us to justify unethical behaviors. Because to me, what happens with anger in this justification that we like to do, it's this thing that we allow basically our humanity for a second to die, to be put in the back shelf, to be not, ever present, not an important thing. And I always try to stop myself when I'm feeling things in life and thinking, is this going to produce well-being? Not just for, myself, but like in humanity, because I want to make a difference in the world. And most people generally would say that they would, if they could, they would like to do a benefit in the world. And my news for them is you can. You can make a benefit in the world. You can make a benefit in the world right here, right now, with every way that you act, with everyone you act with everything that you do. I want my behavior, if possible, to be the highest standard. And to me, it's three simple things. It's nice behavior, nice language, and nice voice. I need to try not to be, abusive to people in my voice, in my tone, in my language, in my behavior. And some people feel like, well, people deserve it. I think this is the wrong thing because we're often too much into wanting to be, in a sense, right or winning, and we're not focusing on really changing the situation. And so to me, it's important. It's like just like I feel like there's a need to call people in because I feel like often that there's a black and white. Either we don't say anything, total silence, ignore stuff, make no comments, which I see in the Me Too movement. A lot of people will have the no comment thing. Well, no comment is a comment to me. It's a comment that you won't stand up for what's right. That's what it is. But I think even when we do speak out, I think that we need to try, like I said, call people in and not call them out. To basically try to help people understand. When I debate people, I'm not really trying to win. I'm trying to either understand or help them understand. So I either realize that maybe I need to learn something, which it can happen, but also when I talk to people, I want them to learn something. And so when I approach people, I want to approach people not as somehow I'm going to punch you in the face if you don't learn. No, I want to present it as a gift, something that they can open for themselves. Often, like, I'll write stuff and I'll say, may I do something? But I'm not just talking in a sense to myself. I'm talking to you, everyone out there. May you do that too. May you do that which is kind. So when I say, may I put kindness above, everything, or may I give kindness in a virtue, or may I be a kindness aficionado, it's not just a call for me. It should be an inspiration to everyone. We all should want this. I'm not saying it's easy. No. Most things that are worthwhile are very hard. Being kind in an unkind world is some of the bravest shit you can do. But it's hard. And you will feel alone. I've felt alone many times when I tell people they shouldn't be angry, when they shouldn't be aggressive, when they shouldn't be violent. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be bothered. There's some fucked up shit in the world. We should be bothered. We should be actively fighting for its change. But I want to do it with compassion. I want to do it with understanding. I wish to be a friend to the world. And for me to do that, I have to die to my ego. I have to let it crush. It can't be more important than my humanity. It's an either or in that sense, that I can't have full ego, totally righteous, and make positive change in the world. Sometimes those things can go together, but if that's all that I focus on, it's set for me to doom, because it's not doing anything really positive. We don't kill people to better humanity. Not saying that some people's actions don't seem to, offer benefit if they wouldn't be in the world. Certainly there's people that are horrific, and I wish them to change. And even if some people change, that doesn't mean, that we have to have them around us. I don't desire toxic people in my life. But I even want to go about that with credibility, with honor, with integrity, with kindness. I used to be a person prone, to want to be violent all the time. My solution was, just start fighting and shit, and that's not productive. It's not a way of actually winning humanity. If we want to win one little battle, well then go ahead and you've done it. But if you actually want to win the war and produce a new humanity, I'm sorry, we have to do it. We have to be the ones. It's so funny to me how people want to change the world, but they don't want to even change themselves. They don't even want to be different. They say, I wish the world was kind. I wish the world wasn't mean. Are you kind? Period. Am I kind? I don't want to say, oh, well, I'm kind, but this. I just want to be kind. That doesn't mean that sometimes I don't have to do harsh things. I think it's a kind gesture to humanity to stand up for reality, to stand up for truth, to stand up for justice. This human flourishing is not going to happen by accident. It's not like one day where we just wish it and it will happen. It's going to take a lot of fucking hard work. Just think. Like, to get freedom, often people have to die. It's a sad thing that that's a truth. But some people never pay attention and never see the importance of things until lives are on the line. To me, I don't want to wait to that point. And I already see the answer. It's to be kind. It's to aspire to something greater than my anger. If I have a rational mind, Anger's value has to be limited. It's just that simple. And so I call on all of you, think about the actions in your life. Instead of just what am I justified to do? What is going to produce human flourishing? What is going to produce universal betterment? What is going to really benefit your life? I think that it's important, for us to not forget that. It's like we always think that the little things don't matter. Well, the little things are what we live in. You just think like the biggest things in your life, they're like how much of your life? 5%, 10%, 20%? The rest of your life is the little things. So pretty much most of your life is the little things. So I want to make sure that my actions everywhere, I don't want to do it once in a while. I don't want to do it when it's convenient. How anyone can do that? I aspire to the courage of being kind in an unkind world, aspiring greater than the limitations of my anger. And I really appreciate, everyone listening to me, and I appreciate everyone that takes, my ideas to heart. And if you totally, can't get behind it, just think of all the times in your life that you were given kindness. And even sometimes I think, because I've been had a lot of abuse, but you know what? I've had kindness too. I've had some people that went out of their way. In fact, that's what made me start on my journey to wanting to be kind. Someone gave me undeserved kindness, and I knew I didn't deserve it. And I didn't understand it. But it felt good. It felt good for somebody to care. I want people, I want the actions of my life, to be written deep with the poetry of my humanity, not the vileness of my anger. So I appreciate everyone listening, and I wish you well in your journey to making anger an alarm system and not a thing that we use as an unethical behavior. Well, that's about it. So I appreciate